my ex-boyfriend, just think of Nate from Euphoria, but make him black and more aggressive. With the same mindset though, narcissistic is, you know, yeah. Okay. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be a little serious. This is a story time about domestic violence. Now, I'm going to talk about how I was physically abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused. I'm going to try and lighten the mood by being funny because I deal with trauma with joking. So please don't think I'm just insensitive. No, this is very serious, but I deal with it in a joking manner because I'm a funny motherfucker. I'm funny. I know, I'm funny. We're gonna start at the very beginning. I met this man, this boy, in high school. It was my junior year. And it was his senior year. We started talking over the summer because initially did not like each other. We had some type of weird beef. I don't know. It wasn't like serious beef, but like we would like jokingly insult each other. It was weird. But he came and apologized for it. And I was just like, what is he apologizing about it for? Like it was no point to apologize because we were both saying stupid things and he apologized. So I was just like, okay. But stuff. I don't know how we got to that point, but we're talking. In my head, I was just like, what does he want? Like, why would he want to apologize? Like, what is his intentions? You know, I was thinking maybe he was trying to clean the slate or something. Maybe he was really genuinely trying to be nice and whatever. But keep in mind, he was also the school hoe. Everybody knew him for being a hoe. So that's not me being reckless. I'm dead ass. Everybody in my school knew that he got around. He talked to damn near everybody in the school. I was just like, maybe he gonna think I'm different. Like, I was one of them. We started talking and it kind of got serious. Yeah, it got serious. So he started doing things for me, like buying me things. Well, initially he asked me, did I like Jordans? He was a sneakerhead in a way. He liked retro Jordans. And I would always say like, oh, no. But then I was one of them bitches that'll go and buy the Jordans to make it look like I am a sneakerhead. So one day I was at Foot Locker and I just picked up these sixes. I was like, oh, these is cute. You like these? And I bought them. Following that, like towards the end of the year, he bought me a big ass Christmas gift. Now, mind you, we had only been talking since like the end of August all the way into that, you know, up to that December when he bought me those gifts. I mean, we were still talking past that point, but I'm just giving like a time frame. Okay, so from August and then to that December we was talking and he bought me that big old gift and it wasn't that much of, you know, we wasn't talking for that long. He bought me the gift. I mean, he asked me to be his girlfriend in September. Mind you, we went to the same school, if I didn't make that clear enough. He was one grade ahead of me. He was known in the school for being a hoe. He was known in the school for being crazy. It was rumors and stuff going around the school about us talking because nobody knew for real, but people that I associated with knew. From my knowledge. On his part, though, a lot of people knew because he was well known in the school, so a lot of people knew. Y'all, this man, during that time in September, I don't know what happened, but somebody had said something about some type of rumor started with this other girl who was a grade below me, talking about how she went over his house or whatever the case may be, and she met his mom, and I'm the side. That's the rumor that came back to me. So I asked him, like, is that true? Did the girl go over your house? He was like, no, like, he lied. And I found that out months later. Why I didn't find out sooner, I don't know. But you know, my whole point is, you know, he got me those gifts. He was trying to love bomb me. He was trying to blind me, you know, do a bunch of nice things to me to have, you know, to make me feel a way about him. And I know it's common in a lot of relationships to play fight, but he would be play fighting by sitting on like my chest or something and like locking my arms, and I'd be like, okay, I can't breathe, get off. And like he wouldn't do it. Like one time he put me in like a position where like you bend the legs back, like wrestling moves. But I'm a girl, I'm fragile. I'm not saying all girls are like dainty flowers, like, but I was though, like still am. Like I don't want to play fight with no boy like that. What the fuck? You know, he would do things like that and he wouldn't care about me saying stop or whatever. He would do it anyways. Red flag number 2, other than the love bombing. Number 2, that's red flag number 2. Why did I not know? I still chose to be with him, ignored it. And I think it was in January when, you know, I was really close to his family at that point. Like I'd be over his house a lot. And one of the days when I was at his house, he left his room. I was in his room. He left his room to go and do something, like go grab me some food or something. And his phone was unlocked and on the bed. Now I'm not like this now, but back then I was sneaky. I was like, let me go through that phone right quick. Let me just see. I trust let me just look though. So I went and looked. I got my heart broken. It was a girl. It was a girl on the phone he was talking to. He was literally setting up a movie date with her. He was literally setting up a movie date with her while I'm in his bedroom. Still get me a little mad today because I'm like, how could I be so naive? But he was talking to a girl, and when he found out that I saw on his phone, you know, he tried to cover it up. That's my cousin. The way he was talking to his cousin was real seductive. He literally gaslighted me into believing that it was his cousin. He was saying, you look so beautiful in school today. You know, what theater do you want to go to? He threw a fit. He was literally crying, and he threw his phone, he threw a plate of food, and he was like, you know, acting like a big kid because I caught him cheating. Red flag number 3. Red flag number 3. That was red flag number 3. He literally started crying because I caught him cheating. Cheating, own up to it. Be a man. Like, that's the least you can do. So I don't know how I said after that point. I think him crying and acting like that like made me feel like I needed to be there for him. Maybe he's just growing. Maybe I can. Girl, I was just a little dingbat. It's okay. It's okay. I was just learning. Okay, I didn't know any better. So that was like the first time I caught him doing anything. And then another time we got into a huge argument because I was logging to his Instagram and he was logging to mine. And while we were on the phone, he was trying to meet up with a girl at his school to go and sneak around with her. He was asking her, what you trying to do? While we were on the phone. So I'm looking at his DMs. I'm like, while we were on the phone, I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know I can see in your DMs, right? I don't even think he was trying to hide it at this point. But that was only number 2. And then not to mention all the times like I had logged into his I think his Snapchat or something. He was a bad cheater. It's one thing to cheat, but to be a dumb cheater, because baby, you can't even cheat right. I caught him every single time. Every time he cheated, I caught him. And it was bad because I kept staying with him. Why did I want to keep catching him cheating? I don't know. I literally had some type of strange attachment to that man because of the weird hold he had on me. When I would try to leave, he would literally get suicidal. Like he would, I'm not playing the violin either. That's scary. You don't want to see anybody do that. Like he would try and drink chemicals. He would try and drink Windex, floor cleaner. Like when I would try and leave, he would literally do the most. And if he wasn't trying to harm himself, he was trying to harm me. When I would try to leave, he would try to take my phone, throw it at me, throw something hard at me. Always did this weird thing where he would pin me down and like put one knee on this arm and one knee on this arm, and it hurt so bad. And then he would just smack me over and over again on my face, like back and forth. And I would be scream, like I couldn't even scream because if I scream, if I need to go back to school. If I were to scream, he would hit harder. And one time he hit me so hard, like I had bruises on my face, or like a big bruise on this side or something. Like he kept smacking my face over and over again, and he would do that for a long ass time. It felt like he would be doing it for like 10 minutes, and 10 minutes of that is literally traumatizing. Like, so freaking, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, he would do that for like 10 minutes. Doing it for so long, like, I literally would just be like wondering in my head, like, when is this gonna be over? I'm leaving him for sure after this. I hate him so much. I can't wait to go. Like, and then I'd stay, because he scared me so much, and I cared about him so much. Like, I didn't want him to hurt himself. I was so public with our relationship. I posted it all over social media. I'll post us cooking, going out to parks, going out to this, doing that, doing, like, I literally had our entire relationship on display. So to leave and for people to find that out would be even more embarrassing to me than to actually not leave. In my head, I was like, okay, it's better if I stay with him, because nobody's gonna know. I mean, everybody's betting on us breaking up, because it was females that actually did want us to break up because they wanted him, but they didn't know that that man was really a woman beater, like, for real. Because I'm a very calm spirit. I'm good at like handling situations like that. So normally when he would hit me, I would react, but not like to the point where I'm screaming and, oh my god, Mom, I'm about to, like, no, I wouldn't react like that. I would like cry. Like, I would act like a little girl. He made me feel like a little girl when he would do stuff like that, because I just remember my father being abusive to me. And I feel like that's why I stayed with him, because maybe that's what I grew up around, seeing my dad be abusive to me and my siblings. I probably felt like that shit was normal. When I would try and leave, he would really get really aggressive and try to harm me for real. Like, his mom and his dad suspected it. Like, I remember I tried to tell his mom once, actually. I was only 16 or 17. I was like 17. I'm 20 now. But I was 17, and I would practically be living with his family in their house, because my mom didn't care. My parents, they're different. They build. She would always, you know, his dad would always ask, like, oh, is he hurting you? So that says something. That his dad suspected something. That definitely says something. But I tried to tell his mom one time, and I was like, yeah, he hits me. I plain told her, I was like, he hits me. Like, this is probably a year after his date. I was like, he hits me and he hurts me, and that's why I get so mad at him, because she would notice I would distance myself from him, and I kind of would separate myself from his family in general, because I was so, like, I had such bad anxiety from that stuff. Like, I would isolate myself in his room because I didn't want to be home. My home was bad, but I had, like, I felt like he was the only thing I had. If you got kids, love your kids, because they need it. I didn't have that, so I went looking for love in the most dangerous of places. Look for love within yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot go and love somebody else. You don't have enough love to give to yourself, and you do not have enough love to give to somebody else. Besides the fact, that stuff, like, having a household like that really taught me that, you know, love can be abusive. It's okay to be. That's literally what my dad would tell me. And he would beat me and then tell me that he did it because he loves me. He wants me to be better. So that being programmed into my mind literally taught me that men can do that to you. And they should not, and they cannot. It shouldn't happen. And it did happen to me. So let me be the first to tell y'all, if nobody has ever told y'all, do not allow a man to put his hands on you because of how you were raised. It is not okay. I feel like a man should not put his hands on a woman, and a woman should not put her hands on a man. It don't matter. I tried to tell his mom, and she pretty much brushed it off. She told me that, you know, he does that because, you know, if he's doing it if he's hitting you too rough, just tell him not to. I'm like, but he does it. You'll be okay. That's what she pretty much told me. You'll be okay. He won't hit you that hard. I know him. He plays a lot. He's like a little kid. That's what she told me. So given that I felt like I had nobody, I pretty much literally couldn't do I pretty much had nobody, and that's why I stayed with him for so long, because I pretty much had nobody, literally. So I'm going to insert some clips of proof in case anybody thinks I'm lying. And if he sees this, he's going to try and deny it. So I'm going to post a video because I'm not a fucking liar. The only video I'm going to show, though, because I don't have anything of any of that, because I never thought to like take any videos of what I went through at all until I got involved with somebody who was supposed to be helping me, but he ended up hurting me too. So that's a whole nother story because he ended up being my rapist. I'm going to insert it. I'm going to insert the video. No.
Who is you talking to? Who is you talking to? Huh? 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 Who is you talking to? Who is you talking to?
So in that video, you could see him getting forceful with me. He slowly got up from the bed and made his way over to where I was because I asked exactly what the argument was about. But I definitely said something about don't call me a bitch, don't disrespect me. And he got up and walked across the room and pretty much choked me up. Upstairs, and it was people in the house. They didn't hear me because I didn't make no noise. I was terrified to do that because I was embarrassed about people finding out that I was being abused. So much to the point that I did not want help. But I wanted it from somebody who I didn't know personally because I felt like they would make fun of me or like they would judge me. I was afraid of judgment, more importantly. So that is the end of part 1 of the story. There's actually a lot more that happened, which I will speak about in part 2. It actually gets worse. So stay tuned, subscribe. Sorry about the background noise. I'm editing this at work, but stay tuned, guys. Part 2 is on the way.